Hello there. So today I've given myself a bit of a handicap here and dialed in a very clean and non-helpful tone with the purpose of kind of pushing myself to come up with something new. I like to do it this way, and I think this is something hopefully we all can learn from. Don't dial in sound which is going to help you, play all over the neck or something like that. Don't do that all the time. Sometimes do the opposite and see if you can maybe focus a little bit on other aspects of playing, like tone and melody and that kind of stuff. So I'm in E minor. This is going to be tricky. So I'm trying to follow the chords a little bit more closely here. We can go through them. This is something I just came up with before the session, just to have a little bit of a longer progression. And it starts with like a B minor with an open E. And it goes to G major 7 with an open E. Then it goes to like B suspended with F sharp in the bass, and then like an E minor add 9, and then just B chord like a dominant function. To G, back to B's, and then E minor. B7, and play your diminished. So B minor, G major 7. Hey there, Ryan, what's up, man? Okay, E minor at 9, and then B7 dominant. Pacific Monkey Boy, how you doing? Have an awesome day. Thank you, Isaiah. So as you can tell, it's a different kind of challenge. You're not gonna do your, or you could, but you have to be a little bit careful. Maybe if you want it to make sense, you're gonna have to try to come out of that thing alive, which can be tricky. So typically I would try to follow these chords a bit more closely, and that means targeting the different chord notes. And you can go back and again hear me analyze the chord progression. I'm gonna once again play a little bit and tell you what are the arpeggios and the note choices that go through my head as I try to play over this. Okay, we have now the B7, and then it starts again from B minor now. So I play B minor triad, or minor 7, and then G major 7. I like bending up from the minor third to the major third. But I spoke so much I missed the opportunity. One more time. And finally B, and then back to B minor now. I'm gonna show you the G major thing. That's bending from the minor third to the major third over that G chord, works well. Okay, E minor at 9. There's the 9. And then we have the dominant, B7, and then back to B minor. Now G major, let's do the major third, or minor third to major third. Now we have the B7 again, to E minor 9. Yeah. Okay, now it starts again. B minor, to G major, B7, to E minor add 9, and back to B7. We can play our diminished, and then back to B minor, G major 7. Haha. So yeah, I realize for most of you that's gonna pass way above your head, but sometimes I do get the question more specifically about note choice and what goes on in my head. Usually this is not what I do. Usually I'll just go rock and roll over it. But the more complex the chord progression is and the more dissonant it is, the more it requires you to follow it. So what I did today was I came up with that little chord progression with a looper, and then I tried doing my regular way of just, and it didn't work. So I was like, okay, man, I'm gonna have to start following these chords. I have practiced a bit doing that, but I prefer not doing it because I think it gets more predictable. But if I am to follow the chord progression, here's how I would do it. E minor add 9. Aim for the 9, add up to the minor third. Bend up to the minor third. Okay, it starts again now, B minor. I'm gonna play the pentatonic scale or the arpeggio, B minor 7. G major 7, bend to the minor third, or to the major third from the minor third. Okay, E minor add 9. And then B7. You can play diminished there. B minor, now I'm gonna show you the minor third over G. I love that sound. Okay, B7 again. You can play B dominant arpeggio. And then back to E minor. I accentuate the 9 there. And then back to B7, and it starts again now. You can play our B minor pentatonic over B minor. G major, play the G major 7 arpeggio. Shout out from prison, Daniel. Keep it up, man. The solo of Metallica's Ride the Lightning. Oh, I don't know it. What is the Kumoi scale? If you give me the scale degrees, like the root, the second, the minor third, then I can play it for you. Is it like the Japanese? Oh, Pacific likes my music after all. Thank you so much, man. It is really live, Ronald. Okay, so let's do some more now. B minor, you can play pentatonic. G major, play G major 7, or even Lydian. And then back to B, and then E minor add 9. And then B7, I play diminished. And then back to B minor, we can do our B minor 7 arpeggio. And then G major 7 with Lydian. Bend up from the minor third. And then to B7 again. We can play our B dominant arpeggio. And then E minor. Okay, so one more time I'm going to show you the chord progression because I think we have some new people now here. B minor 7, B minor. G major with the open E string. B suspended with F sharp in the bass. And then E minor add 9. Oh no, actually, yeah, it is. And then it starts again. One more time. So B minor with an open E, top E string. G major 7 with an open top E string. We have B suspended with F sharp in the bass. E minor add 9. And then finally we have the B major with the dominant function. Okay, let's do it. That's B minor. G major. B dominant. Add 9, E minor add 9. And now back to B, kind of dominant again. With diminished, we can play that, diminished arpeggio. Back to B minor. Okay, G major. I think I'm gonna... Pacific, I've been playing for around 30 years. So the B major, I think, is very interesting here, like the B major 7. It really opens up for some interesting opportunities there. So just to say a little bit more slowly what I'm doing there, because it goes by so fast. Over that G major chord, G major 7, I play either the G major 7 arpeggio, and you can Google, that's 4 notes, not so hard. The shapes are okay, they're playable, not the absolute hardest arpeggio. And then I like to add the sharp 4 in there, which creates the Lydian sound here. And I also like to play with the major 3rd there and bend up to it from the minor 3rd. That's generally something I'm a big fan of doing, tweaking around with the major or the minor 3rd, because it's such a colorful and important note. So if you start messing with it, you can really grab the listener's attention. Of course, you can also mess things up, as always, but it's a powerful tool, so it's worth practicing with. Watching YouTube lives in prison. Wow. Yeah, from where are you, Daniel, in prison? I hope for your sake it's in Europe. Okay. B back or to E minor now. And then B dominant again. And now back to B minor. Now comes the G major. Listen to this. And then B to E minor. And then we have Maria Varcala Santana. Sorry, don't know. It's a good track though. So yeah, that's it for a little bit of clean improv. I think I'm gonna stop the loop now. I'm tired of it. And there we go. Ugh. Looping is done. So what do we do now? I think we're gonna choose a backing track, and now I can show you how I would go about not caring as much about the chord progressions. I think it has to do more with my limitations, that with when I don't have to think about the chords so much, I can think more about the rhythm and the groove. And many times that's going to intrigue me more than thinking about harmony. Of course, if I had a super brain, I would think about everything at the same time, but I don't. Fishing time, let's go. I read fishing time legato. That would be an interesting combination. I've been very passionate about fishing as well, so fishing and legato would seem like an interesting combination. I'm trying to get that song. I bet this guy gets paid good when he plays. Thank you, Pacific. Well, I'm playing for free. I don't get paid good, but I love playing, so I'm okay with it. Oh, play some slap bass. I don't know that. I only know the cheating version where you kind of pinch grab the string like this. But it's also worth speaking a little bit about, what techniques I'm using when I'm playing with a clean tone. Because, as you will find, I'm not as experienced playing with a clean tone, but I'm reusing a lot of the same techniques that I use when playing with a distorted tone. And I think that's kind of the big takeaway here. And I guess I've done it a bit subconsciously, but all the stuff I've learned, or most of it, translates very well to clean tone. Because you will find that, for example, for a lot of the more technical runs, I rely on legato and hybrid picking. And, those are techniques that work really well with the clean tone as well. Oops, playing the right key maybe. What is the key? I forgot. D minor. So that kind of thing, if you look at my right hand, so I'm playing quite a bit with my pick and hybrid finger, and then I add legato. I like to call hybrid legato. Now I find that a lot easier with a clean tone than relying on picking. I mean, it works, it's good, it gives you a dynamic push, but it's harder to improvise with it. And that's the exact same conclusion I've drawn from playing with a distorted tone. Picking is awesome, gives you good tone, but it's not as flexible, and it's harder to improvise with it. You can do a little bit of the Ingve thing, right? It works, but you can't compare it with the control you get from where I can really improvise within the run and not just rely on one or two patterns throughout the whole thing, like that kind of thing. There isn't a whole lot of variation here. You go up and down and that's it. Sometimes that's what you want, but many more times I find it more interesting if you can actually come up with variations, again, within the run. So that's what I can do with hybrid legato. So I'm using a combination of pick and fingers here. Who has influenced your playing the most? Good question. Well, for this kind of thing, it would probably be, I think, Alan Holdsworth, though I never managed to play any of his stuff. Just the fact that he did everything legato. And the hybrid picking part, I sort of didn't really take that from anybody. I didn't think it was a technique. I thought it was just something I did. I used my finger occasionally. I didn't think of it as something cool, but then I realized it was a technique. And then I realized guys like Brett Garsett had been doing it for a long time, but what's up, Trip King? Oh, we have a bot in here. That's awesome. Or am I the bot? I don't know. Am I the bot or are you the bot? There's a bit of bot confusion here. Whoops. track decided to end. One day I would like to learn to play the Vietnamese Dan Bao. Me too, because I have no idea what it is. So let's choose a different backing track now. A minor. Oh, Me Nam Gang, you had a breakthrough because you started using 100% dry and clean tone. It can really help reveal issues sometimes. Thanks a lot for sharing. Yes! And thanks for supporting my thesis here. It's a good thing to push yourself to play with a different tone. It's going to feel horrible in the beginning, but if you stick to it, you're pretty quickly going to see advantages with it, even if it's not at all like close to your main style or anything like that. Just do it and you'll see good stuff happening, especially technically. You'll probably first realize that everything is horrible with a clean tone, and then you're going to start listening after things you can fix. And that's going to prove extremely useful for your distorted playing as well. Trying to follow the chords on the fly. I think I need to practice that. Signal Corps, thank you so much, man. I'm going to get a guitar, but I don't know how to play. Awesome, man. So congratulations for wanting to take the step. You are the best for just wanting that. So you can start with any guitar. If you have the budget, go to a guitar store and try some guitars out and take the one which feels the best to you, whether that's because it looks good or because it feels good or just anything that you think is going to inspire you to play it often. That's the most important thing in the beginning. Just get playing. Don't care so much about gear, brand, or exercises. Just play a few chords with a guitar that you like the look of. If that inspires you to pick it up on a daily basis, well, guess what? You're going to progress. That's what matters in the beginning, not, all the things people speak about. That doesn't really matter in the beginning. Just be inspired to play every day. Get a guitar within your budget that inspires you to play. Play a few chords of a song that you love. Try to play it. It's not going to work, but because it's a song you love, you're going to want to try and keep trying. And that's what it's all about in the beginning. Keep trying, although it sounds like, shit. That's how it is for everybody. You got to live with it, because eventually it's going to get good. And then you're going to be extremely happy you stuck through, because guitar is the best thing probably that happened to my life. And it could be the same for you. What time is it in your part of the world? It's 10 o'clock here in Stockholm, Sweden. Hey, Esquivats, it's an honor to be with you, man. that landing note, you can't mess it up. That's what I did. And it's dangerous. Thank you so much for the good words, man. How you play the Vietnamese Dan Bao? No, I won't be able to show you that, man. I don't learn a lot of new stuff these times. Unless it's a genre, then it could be interesting. But songs, no. I don't know. I'm not inspired. Either I write my own stuff or I jam like this in a new setting with new chords or new riff, backing track, new technique, something like that. That's what inspires me. You could play in Dream Theater. Man, you're too kind. So Mike Fan, I don't have any specific tip for you to start with. That's why I said that the general idea is to pick something that suits you. If I choose something that I think would suit me, it won't match your musical preferences, your background and stuff like that. You have to choose a guitar that probably resembles a guitar you've seen your heroes play. That's super important. And you have to pick your first track to learn based on something which is a favorite song of yours. If all your favorite songs are Yngwie Malmsteen or Dream Theater, yeah, you're gonna have an issue, but you can still find some simplified version of trying to play something like that. That's the best advice I think you can get. Because it's so important to choose something that matches your personal style and preferences. Okay, let's see if we can find another backing track here. Okay, E minor. E Dorian, actually. Again, so I'm following the chords here. It's an E Dorian chord progression, and it's actually from. Oh, maybe I could paste this in. You're going to find some free backing tracks here. This is from the GMC website, and it's actually a whole course of lessons that I designed with Javier, who's one of my favorite producers of backing tracks. And basically I've told him, well, I need this for my jams. Could you help me? And he did this jam room series. So you're going to find a lot of backing tracks, which are exactly what I'd like to solo over. And all these lessons have free backing. So you're going to find a lot of cool content here. Okay, so let's see what more we have. I'm actually going to choose another of the jam room series here, which is Yeah, it's the one we featured on the front page now, and it's called Rock Ballad Jam Room. It's very, very cool. I think like sad sounding backing tracks. Do I have any licks that can be repeated or sequenced? Cool question there. We can look at that. Mr. CCAM, in order to combine that Russian flag with a peace sign, you would have to add the Ukrainian flag as well. Otherwise, it's just a provocation. So let's repeat or sequence some licks there, and I'm in D minor. So maybe one of these are one of my all-time favorite licks, huh? So we're gonna do that kind of thing. I love doing that. And it has this bouncy kind of fast groove. And I do 10, 12, and then 12, 10, 12. So on the G string, we're gonna start with like a pick strike, and then we're gonna hammer on the 12th fret, and then we pull off. So we do this basically. And that in itself is a very good exercise if you're not used to playing lead guitar. You can just do... That's actually how I learned to play my first faster licks, kind of slash inspired, just by making these hammer-ons and pull-offs count. Woohoo! Yeah, so let's see here. So if I combine that with the opposites on the next string, so in other words, starting on the 12th fret and pulling up through the 10th fret and then back to the 12th fret, we get... And that's kind of the lick here. We have these 3 or 6 notes, depending on which version you go for. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's the kind of the repeating part, and it works really well, I think, for improvising. It's easier when you have like a short pattern that repeats. So, and it's even possible, I think, to combine this and make it sound melodic. So you could do... One more time. So you can make it a part of your phrases, and to me that's crucial, because if you have a fast lick that doesn't really, or you're not able to combine it with your melodic stuff, then it just sounds like you're trying to, throw in this kind of party or circus trick, Respect from Laos. Cheers, Cola. Massimiliano, what's up, my man? Are you from back in the days? I remember your username. There you have it. So it's the same kind of idea there. And then, of course, I'm doing some variations there as well, but it's I think it's a very good repetitive pattern or repeating pattern that you can practice, and I just think it's highly musical because it's so short and relatively easy compared to, you know, could have shown you this and that would take you much longer, right? But this is still somewhat within reach when you get your tempo up. So, favorite mode? Probably the Aeolian mode, which is the same as a minor scale. But I do like the Dorian and the Lydian quite a bit, and I think we can try Dorian over this one. Sounds a little bit out, but if you use it carefully, it can work. So the Dorian, I was emphasizing it there. Doesn't sound so good if you emphasize it, but if you do just a light touch, then it's awesome. But it all depends on the context, of course. You know, it's over this chord progression. So let's see if we can. Yeah, yeah, let's just switch guitars for fun and see how that works out. Here I'm back with a Strat, and it almost rhymes. Hey Chris, Patrick, what's up? What's gee? What amp? So I'm using the Mesa Boogie Mark V now. It's what you're seeing in the background here. And quite a few pedals right now. I have both the full tone OCD and the Ego compressor and the MXR Dynacomp compressor, but as boosters. I don't know if you can hear that. I was moving away from the mic. Lots of pedals. No hat today. No, I didn't. Maybe I should have. I usually have the hat to hide my bald spot, but you can also do it with the headphones. Have you seen my bald spot during this session? I think I'm showing it when I'm jamming. I love my bald spot, but it's just for me, so that's why I hide it. Okay, so let's try this guitar. See if we. Ooh, G sharp minor. I like this one. A bald spot on a man's head is a symbol of dad strength. I like that one. I am a dad, so maybe that's what it is. Black Crow Busker, god förmiddag, hur är läget? Oops. Green love greetings. What does that mean? Very curious. Are you a fellow plant-based eater, perhaps? Little Ford, thank you so much. Sound visual, thank you. Oh, you're a plant smoker. Oh, sure, why not? Allison, thank you, man. Or woman, I should say. I don't know, that's always so weird. Why isn't there a good way to say thank you, man, for a woman? Thank you, woman. It doesn't sound the same. Maybe that has something to do with the age-old patriarchy or something. Okay, so let's play some more here and not get confused in other topics. Let's see if we can build some melodies down here as well. So it's in G sharp minor, which means you can play your pentatonic scale here on the 4th fret, right? So that would be the easy way to approach this backing track without thinking too much about any other harmonies. And it works really well, actually. Here you can see I'm using fingerstyle for the legato runs. Or hybrid picking, some combination of picking and the fingers. And that's kind of the topic of this stream, to sort of convert your distorted or high gain techniques like legato and hybrid picking to clean playing, and then sort of realize that it actually does work. Alan, I'm not so good at playing songs. I haven't done that for many years. As you can maybe tell, what I'm working on is usually something else, like this. I'm just more intrigued by like more free form of playing and improvising, and I do write my own things and I do write my own songs, but I forget about them when I record them. I mean, I'm all about being spontaneous in the moment, and that's why I never really prepare what I'm going to play for these sessions. I do prepare what I'm going to speak about, but not what I'm going to play, because I like to keep it spontaneous. You know, I have my favorite backings and that kind of stuff, but what I'm going to play over them is really an open question there. Let's see here. Let's try this. B minor. 7th fret, B minor. Harmonic minor. I can probably find a harmonic minor backing track as well. Trying to squeeze in a little bit of harmonic minor there. Oops. It doesn't always work though. Let's see if we can find harmonic minor. Yeah, here. A harmonic minor. Pretty cool. It's also from the jam room. This one has harmonic minor all over it. Actually, that's a really cool backing track. And this one is free as well from the GMC site. So if you want to play over this exact backing track, just click part 1 here. And it's going to be pretty cool. I think this is a guitar for you. Oh, cool. You're gonna have to send me the link so I can check it out. Unfortunately, I don't have any plans for purchasing more guitars. I have way too many. Though it's of course always tempting. Thanks for requesting the harmonic minor thing. That was a lot of fun. Truth Hurts is feeling bad about himself. Yikes! Okay, so I'm gonna keep going in this specific jam room, and we have another Latin. C minor. I like it. So this is also harmonic minor, but in C now on the 8th fret. Sounds very different though. I'm a beginner at this. Let's see. Well, beginner is not true. I've played it for many years, but what I'm trying to say is I feel very uncomfortable with it. String action is a little bit low on this guitar for this. I would preferably want, well, you want high string action when you're using the slide, otherwise you get that noise from the string hitting the fret wire. It's not supposed to touch the fret wire, you're just touching it with the... Need to practice that. Thanks so much, guys, for digging it. Thank you, Truth Hurts. Sometimes in the style of Yngwie Malmsteen. Ooh, Yngwie Malmsteen. I've never heard him play over Latin, but I guess this is how it could sound if you gave him a clean tone and... Josh, what's up? You're so flexible, Chris. Like water. Thank you, Lilliford. Class in touch. Thank you, Truth. This is not a Fender nor a Squier. It's a vintage Icon V6 S-style guitar. So in most of my live streams, I do have lots of gain. So it's actually the topic of this live stream to try to play your high gain techniques with clean tone. And it's a very interesting experiment. As you can hear, a lot of those techniques, which I use a lot, like hybrid legato and that kind of thing, works really well with the clean tone. So if you want to see my standard sort of playing, just watch any other video of mine. But in this specific one, I'm trying to apply those techniques to a clean tone. And I think it's a very interesting experiment. And even though there's kind of backing track. Thank you, Josh. Nice new camera. Yes, it made a big difference. I'm really happy about it. No, I'm not playing with a pick, or I am using hybrid picking. So this kind of thing, right? What key was I in? This kind of thing is hybrid legato. So I'm using pick, hybrid finger, and legato. Cool, guys. So you guys are just the best. Without your input, these streams would be nothing. And I just love it how you guys are requesting more and more different styles of music. And it really triggers me to do my best and explore new territory. And I love that. I think you should do that too. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I am married, but I do appreciate the question. Yeah, it's been such a lovely session. You've been amazing. And I've been Christopher Dahl. I hope to see you again here tomorrow. Have a good one. See ya. Cheers.